Let's talk about OnlyFans.
And for some people, this is also going to be depressing.
For me, I
Just
find
not
it's
us.
hilarious. I am actually, whatever Shane tells you, I'm actually not a fan of. I'm not a user of OnlyFans. I can care less.
Yeah.
I don't know why anybody would spend money on OnlyFans. I don't get that. But hey, man, listen, you simping, simp life. That's cool. You do what you gotta do.
Well,
I'm,
check this out.
I'm in no way am I discouraging your use. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying it's not for me.
Oh yeah.
And
Do what you
there's,
want to do.
if you really need to look at attractive people, boy, is there a lot of free content out there. That's all I'm
Well,
saying.
I'll tell you this. I didn't know, other than the jokes you make pretty much every week about OnlyFans,
Because it's so
I
funny.
didn't I didn't know what it was until this article. I didn't really understand what
Oh,
it
and by
really
the way,
was.
I was trying to find a better article, but every article I find has like super spicy imagery. So like I had to go with the
Oh,
Fortune 500 article you sent me. Jesus,
nice.
kid.
See, look at Fortune 500. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Um,
So what's going on?
so it's very interesting because this is something that I just didn't realize existed to this degree. I thought it was like, people would send spicy pictures and stuff like that on these sites, but apparently it's like become this full out like cam sex thing.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
you can't use those words.
oh,
You gotta have a little more better,
we don't talk about weird things that often.
yeah, yeah. But either way, like
Let's
we
say
gotta have some verbal kung
camera.
fu here, bro.
Oh, okay. Let's say cam horizontal mambo. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's also a lot of videos and pictures and like
Yeah.
one-on-one interactions. And
Yeah.
the problem with OnlyFans is it is replacing relationships for a lot of young men. So
Right.
instead of going out there and having either a healthy or an unhealthy relationship, pick one. Like a regular, normal, like physical relationship, they're choosing to spend that money on OnlyFans and to have this like sort of pseudo relationship with people that they simp for. And the problem with that is that their expectations of what a real relationship is drastically incorrect. And when this eventually ends and they decide to go get a physical partner, it's going to definitely be disappointing for them. It's making the next generation of young men, their lives are going to be a little harder when it comes to going into a healthy relationship.
Well, the art of dating is lost. I mean, in this generation of, I have two 20-year-old children, 22 and 20 years old, and I watch them as they are now becoming adults. And, the way that they date is totally different than the way we date. When we dated, we used to, go pick up somebody or, somewhere, I don't want to say a bar, but like, we would be somewhere at a location and you would talk to a girl and it's next thing you know, you're
The horse
dating.
track, you know,
Right, a horse track or something like
right.
that. But nowadays, it's like it starts out like in a chat room.
The abandoned ghost town on the way to Las Vegas. Whatever. Got to pick
That's
them
a
up
little odd.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. The library. Okay, let me be a little more specific. The library, which we don't go to anymore now because we got the internet.
Yeah.
The mall, which we still go to, but we don't hang out at.
Yeah.
Right. Anyways, there were places to go.
And when you were in high school, the high school.
The high
I had
school.
to like preface that to when you were in high
Oh,
school.
the kids aren't in high school anymore, so it's like
No,
now
they're
they're
all
at
doing
home.
home training.
So it's
It's
tough
all
for them.
Zoom calls, man.
Yeah, now they're like chatting, they meet people online and it's like you don't know exactly who they are and I don't know, it's a weird thing. And so it's a little more, it's harder for them. Now this OnlyFans thing I find very interesting because what's interesting about this story is they're basically getting rid of their spiciest stuff. I think October is when they're going to get rid of it. And the reason they're doing this is they were looking for investors to take the business to the next level, and basically were getting shut down. So banks and investors were like, yeah, we're not going to get involved with you because of the type of content that you have. We don't want to be associated with it. And also, credit card companies were starting to threaten them that they weren't going to allow them to process payments
Uh
because
oh.
of their content.
Uh
So
oh.
they made the call. And now what I'm seeing from these articles is a lot of the spicy stuff's going to be gone, but there's still going to be some of the birthday suits being shown.
Yeah.
Um,
Like the more tasteful spicy peppers.
yeah, like think Playboy versus Hustler, maybe.
That's such an old reference for all
Dude,
you
I'm
all
old.
you
I'm old.
millennials out there. Playboy was like sort of classy. Like if you found
Classy,
Playboy, you'd be like,
classy nudity.
"Oh, that's more like almost like a Maxim magazine." But then you found Hustler, that was like hardcore, gross. Like like the difference between like going into like an upstanding bar and then going into a strip club with a free buffet before 10. That was that was Hustler. Hustler was a
That's a
strip
good
club in the
explanation.
industrial area of the city before 10 with a free breakfast buffet. That was Hustler. And Playboy was like, the Rio in Vegas or 1992,
Right. So what I
where you
find
could smell
interesting.
poo and sadness. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Wow. Okay, that's really more than I needed. So what's interesting is this. What's interesting about this is history has shown us that that this may not go so well for OnlyFans.
Oh,
Like they
well,
may. Well, I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but the bulk of the money they're bringing down so much money with the way the site currently is because there's so many people on there doing exactly what you were talking about.
did you see there was a Twitch streamer and I'm forgetting her name. I want to say Amara something. I never watched her. I don't care. She was a regular Twitch streamer. Oh, listen, regular is a strong term. She was an attractive lady Twitch streamer that barely played video games, but whatever, right?
Okay.
One of those Twitch streamers where like her video is like this big and the video game's that small. That was
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
one of those Twitch streamers. She wears like low cut tops and plays Grand Theft Auto, but 99% of the time her character's just standing there because she's talking to her fans. That kind of, but regardless, she went from that sort of spicy Twitch content where you can't actually show anything or whatever because it's Twitch to OnlyFans, bringing down $2 million a month in revenue.
Whoa.
That is insane.
Yeah,
And she doesn't even have to act like she's playing video games.
there are more than 300 people on OnlyFans right now making more than $1 million a year. And I believe the number was something like 15,000 people bringing in more than $60,000 a year.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant $200,000 a month. Amaranth. Sorry. Go ahead. Keep going, Jen.
No, you're right. So I mean, that's a ton of money to be, it changes your life immediately. And what are you doing? You're taking off, you're showing your birthday suit and people are paying for it.
Yeah.
Basically.
If anybody would pay for me to be on OnlyFans, I would be on OnlyFans.
You do it. Well, here's the interesting story. Will it stay? What will happen? Well, here's what we know. We know that the people who enjoy the more spicier elements of OnlyFans will move to wherever those artists go that still continue to do that. So the OnlyFans fan will lose all those people. And then that will continue to go on doing what they do as time has been that way in perpetuity. But history points to this Tumblr.
Tumblr used to be nothing but okay. I'm sorry to cut you off. I was a Tumblr user. Tumblr used to be. I was a Tumblrina until it became so inundated with adult content that you couldn't search for like Star Trek without getting some weird Star Trek parody pornography. Right.
Right.
It was nuts. It became almost exclusively used for adult content. Even though it was not meant for that. It was supposed to be like this social media thing.
Yes.
It just blew up with nothing but like adult. And then they were like, oh, this is too much. You guys have gone too far. And they tried to turn it off. And they just.
Yeah. So that's basically what I was just going to read. But Brian's right. So it was just a social media place for you to post your pictures and stuff like that. Then it became people looking for adult content, and they banned that sexually explicit imagery in 2018. A year later, which the site had originally been bought by Yahoo for $1.1 billion.
Oof.
Yahoo is really bad things have happened to Yahoo.
They do not make good decisions.
They make terrible decisions. And they spent $1.1 billion on Tumblr, and it was sold a year after in 2019 for $3 million.
Oh my God.
Brian.
How is Yahoo still a business? I don't get it. Like, what are they going to buy next? Like the New York Mets? Just think.
It's $998 million they lost on that deal.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. They do not make good decisions. I remember when they bought Community from Dan Harmon for their streaming service, but like they bought it before they had a streaming service.
That's another bad choice.
So they tried to they produced like a 7th season of Community on like their website, but no one is going to their website to watch it. And it was like, yeah. They were acting like that, like the season 7 was a failure because of the content. I'm like, no, bro, it was on the Yahoo's video page. What did you expect? It wasn't even a real streaming service. It was like a video. It was like their crappy version of YouTube.
Right. So the real question here is, Brian, is how OnlyFans, they're going to have to find a way to be spicier than Instagram. Otherwise, why not just follow people for free on Instagram? So,
yeah. Speaking of which, you can follow us on Instagram at Popcast Guys, and I promise nothing but spicy content.
Thanks for watching. To see the full conversation, become a member of the Popcast family. Use the link in the description below, or go to our channel and click the join button. Select your tier, and we'll see you at the next show.